Hi everyone, I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com and this is your weekly energy forecast for the week of July 21st. We have a very big week happening in the cosmic skies. Let's start at the beginning with this Capricorn full moon. The Capricorn full moon peaks today, the 21st, or I guess maybe you might not be watching this on the 21st, but it peaks on the 21st. There is some heavy energy around this Capricorn full moon. The moon doesn't love being in Capricorn. It is an earth sign, so it can feel very weighted and heavy for our emotional, watery moon. Capricorn is a very logical, black and white sign, whereas our moon likes to explore the realm of emotion and the different colors of emotions and understands that maybe we can experience a wave of different emotions all at the same time. Capricorn is very matter of fact. So we can feel a little bit uneasy, on edge, kind of stuck between our emotional and our rational minds. We can feel a little bit heavy. The beauty of this full moon, yes, there's some heaviness, but the beauty of it is that it's really allowing this heaviness to rise to the surface. It feels like the heavy burdens, the things that we have been weighing on our shoulders, the things that have been weighing on our shoulders and making us feel heavy, that is coming up to the surface. That is coming up. That is coming into our awareness so we can release it. Remember, the full moon draws energy away from us. That means that it can bring things up and out. So if you're feeling that heaviness, if you're feeling that burdens, it's not necessarily the moon is creating it. It's just bringing up what is already there so you can use the energies of the moon to release it, to let it go, to let those heavy burdens fall off your shoulders. So it's a really good time if you've been feeling some heaviness, if you've been feeling like you're carrying the weight of the world. What needs to go? What needs to be released? That is where your power lies. That is where your power lies and how you can use these energies proactively and productively. I'm a Capricorn, right? I'm going to give you the proactive, productive thing that you can do. And that is to think about how you can release these burdens, how you can let go of what is heavy. Maybe we can't let go of all of it. Maybe there are some heavy things that we're carrying right now, and that is where we are in our lives. But what can we do? What can we shed? What can we release? How can we surrender? When we cannot release something, maybe we need to surrender it. And I think that is really the gift of this full moon, bringing up the heaviness, but allowing us to release or surrender to it. So a very, very powerful full moon. If you remember, this is actually our second Capricorn full moon. We had another one back in June that hit right at the beginning of the Capricorn zodiac. This one's hitting right at the end. So another big theme of completion, a story being wrapped up, something coming to an end. So maybe you're experiencing some kind of ending at this point in the month as well. That's the full moon. Work with the energies, allow what needs to go, and stay open, keep open to the new opportunities that will follow that. So a big time for release, endings, allowing those heavy burdens to rise so we can be aware of them and so we can choose to let them go. Also this week, we have Chiron stationing retrograde. This is, Chiron is known as our wounded healer. And when it stations retrograde, it really allows us to kind of go over the past, go over our past wounds and traumas, not necessarily so we have to relive them, but more so we can realize the strength that we have gained from them. Chiron is going retrograde in Aries. So this is a very warrior type energy, not warrior with an O, warrior with an A. Really stepping into our armor, knowing that our wounds, while painful, can make us stronger, can make us wiser, can make us more compassionate and intuitive. That's where Chiron really holds its magic. It's known as the wounded healer because it's the wounds that Chiron had that allowed him to step into his role as a healer, as a psychic, as an intuitive. So this energy is really kind of reminding us to take our wounds, to not try to ignore them, not try to even fix them, but just to honor the power that has come, that has been birthed out of those wounds, the power, the strength, the compassion, the intuition. You know, when you were faced with something challenging, it's so difficult. It wounds us, it hurts us, it gives us trauma, PTSD, anxiety, all of that. But it also gives us strength, compassion, intuition, learning, wisdom. And that's where Chiron retrograde wants us to go. It wants us to tap into the gifts of our wounds and what has been birthed from the destruction or the pain or the suffering. And through that, we can then use those gifts to rise and to step into maybe not a healer like Chiron, but into a part of our purpose, part of our higher purpose. What is interesting about this Chiron retrograde is that Eris is joining in as well. Eris is a planet way beyond Pluto. She is kind of known as the sister of Mars, and she and Chiron are kind of be dancing together through this retrograde. She also has a very strong warrior energy, and she is sort of known for standing up to the patriarchy, standing up, allowing her divine feminine to rise, owning her worth, speaking her truth, stepping into her authenticity, kind of going against the status quo and following her own authentic heart. So Chiron and Eris dancing together is going to create a little bit of fiery energy. We're going to feel a little bit more that fiery, riled up sort of energy, which also coincides with the fact that on the 22nd, the sun will move out of Cancer into Leo, and Chiron retrograde happens on the 26th. So we're kind of getting this fiery energy starting to come into our awareness. And with Chiron and Eris retrograding together for part of their journey and being together in the cosmic skies, it's almost like we're being given this green light to really step into our authentic truth, speak up for ourselves, say what we need to say, feel confident in who we are, stand up to people or situations that have made us feel powerless, to find and tap into our confidence, to know when to release control and gain control. This is kind of what we're dancing with over the coming weeks, and we're going to feel it most strongly this week, and then it will kind of fizzle off, and the energies will kind of integrate a little bit more. Chiron will remain retrograde until December, so this is a long running energy. And then also with that sun moving into Leo, we're getting that addition of fiery energy. That Leo energy is very playful. It reminds us to play, to connect with our childlike spirit. It reminds us to not take life so seriously, which will kind of be nice because that full moon at the on the 21st is definitely a serious kind of energy. So I hope that was helpful. I kind of jumped around there, but we essentially have the first part of this week, heaviness with that full moon. The sun moves into Leo. We get some relief there with that lighter energy coming in. We're moving out of that watery Cancerian energy into more playful, heart-centered Leo energy. And then as we get to the end of the week, we're getting that Chiron retrograde. Eris is in there too, kind of creating a little bit of that strength, that determination. We're not here to lick our wounds. We're here to rise up from them. That's the kind of essence. And so I think for this week, really just being gentle with yourself, coming back to grounding practices, because this is we're really being led by this Capricorn full moon, and Capricorn is an earth sign. So to balance earth, we want to ground. We want to try to get out of our heads and just more into our body. With the sun moving into Leo right the next day after this Capricorn full moon, again, moving our body, trying not to get too caught up in our head or in our emotions, but trying to just move, be physical, release the emotions through movement. And then as we kind of get to the end of the week with that Chiron energy, we can then go a little bit more internal. We can journal. We can really celebrate and honor and hold space for the strength and the courage that we've had to move through our wounds. So a little bit of a bumpy week, but a beautiful one nonetheless. I hope you found that helpful. You can find a ritual for the Capricorn full moon over at foreverconscious.com. You can do this anytime this week just to take the edge off, just to help release any of those heavy burdens. If you're carrying something heavy and you want some help releasing, check out that ritual. It's over at foreverconscious.com. Plus, your Leo season horoscopes are up now as well. So if you'd like to check out your horoscope, I've partnered with a beautiful astrologer. Her name is Narayana, and she has done the horoscopes for us this time. So check that out. She has also given each zodiac sign a mantra to work with all through the season. So check that out over at foreverconscious.com. I'll put the links in the description box. And then we're doing card reading. Let me just grab the deck of cards. I have been going to pull a card from my deck, Cosmic Astrology Oracle. You can get your deck over on Etsy. Let's pull a card for the week. I'll shuffle it, and there's a little guidebook. I won't read the whole thing, but I'll let you know what the card means. Okay, let's see. So let me just shuffle it. All right. Oh, I like this. We've picked Aldebaran, the star of enlightenment, also the star of the Silver Gate portal. Aldebaran is known as one of the four royal stars. So if we think about it, there's so many stars in our night sky, but ancient astrologers singled out Aldebaran as being one of the four royal stars. It's supposed to govern a gateway to heaven, a gateway for souls transcending and moving into this earthly space. It is a very, very powerful star for enlightenment and wisdom. Let's see what the booklet says, and then we can talk about how we can work with its energy this week. So maybe as I read this, you can close your eyes, just really allow the messages to tune in to your soul. Aldebaran is one of the four royal stars and is known as the star of enlightenment. It can sharpen our intelligence, unlock new ways of thinking, and bring profound spiritual awakenings. I hope this week brings you some spiritual awakenings. Aldebaran is also believed to be the entrance point where souls descending to earth pass through to attach to their human vessels. Aldebaran can activate our third eye chakra, allowing us to grow in intelligence and raise our consciousness to higher levels of awareness. As the star of enlightenment, Aldebaran challenges us to expand our mind, learn new things, and remember that we are much smarter than we believe. Everything can be figured out. We just have to trust the process and believe we can find the right solutions. This card is your reminder that nothing is as difficult or as serious as the mind can sometimes make things out to be. View your situation from the lens of your soul and recognize how it is inspiring a spiritual awakening. You know, that is so interesting because I touched on that earlier in our forecast about, the sun moving into Leo and helping take off some of that serious energy. This card is also your sign that whatever is unfolding now is connected to the lessons of your soul contract. So, there you have it, Aldebaran. If you've got your deck of cards, you can also go ahead and you can read it. I kind of skimmed over some of the sentences, and there's some dot points there, so you can go and have a look at that. And again, if you would like to get your hands on this deck, it's a little hard to see on the camera, but they have a beautiful holographic finish on the cards, beautiful gold edging. If you want to get your hands on this deck, they're available on Etsy. I only have a limited quantity, so if you're interested, go and check that out. Oh, I just dropped them. And thank you to everybody who has already purchased your deck. I hope you're getting to know your cards and loving them. That is it from me for this week. I will see you all next week. Have a good week. I'm Tanaaz from foreverconscious.com. Thank you so much.